Hello there, you're watching Nightline. I'm Anita Wu, news making the headlines. MACC is reviewing all high-profile cases involving controversial figures marked no further action. And Boris Johnson wins race to be British Prime Minister. We begin with our headlining story. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, is reviewing all past high-profile corruption cases involving controversial figures which have been marked as no further action, or NFA, despite them being of public interest. MACC Chief Commissioner Latifah Koya said she had been informed of many past controversial cases involving VIPs in Sarawak, Selangor, Pulau Pinang and others.
Saya ingin memberitahu bahawa saya sedang review those cases. I have summoned and called for all the files which involves controversial figures, and I need to go through it and I need to understand why was it closed, was it really NFA for the right reasons, and I need to go through it. So I need some time to do that. So I have already given instruction, whether it's in Sarawak, whether it's in Selangor dan sebagainya, dan juga Penang, mana-mana kes yang
Latifah did not go into details of the high-profile cases. Latifah, however, stressed that cases which had gone to court were considered settled and it made no sense to reopen such cases. She said this when asked on the possibility of reopening high-profile cases, in particular those involving Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng's purchase of a bungalow in Jalan Pinhorn in Pulau Pinang at under market price when he was the Chief Minister. Last September, the Pulau Pinang High Court granted Lim a discharge amounting to an acquittal over corruption charges. She said this after a working visit to the Pulau Pinang MACC headquarters in Georgetown on Tuesday. Any video recording, including from closed-circuit television or CCTV cameras in public or private areas, is subjected to the Personal Data Protection Act 2010. Deputy Communications and Multimedia Minister Edin Shazli Shith said the spreading of such video recordings was an offence under the Act. He said such CCTV content, including hotel recordings, is subjected to personal data protection, where the hotel management must be registered with the Department of Personal Data Protection. Edin Shazli also told the Dewan Negara on Tuesday that the most common type of offence was regarding violations of 7 principles of personal data protection. The data users who recorded the highest complaints were banking and insurance institutions regarding the disclosure of personal data to third parties without permission and direct marketing. The government will speed up the formulation of the Consumer Credit Act to protect the interests of consumers and promote a healthy credit market. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said the act is important to ensure credit users receive fair treatment when dealing with creditors.
Sedang digubal melalui kerjasama antara Kementerian Perdagangan Dalam Negeri dan Hal Ehwal Pengguna, Kementerian Perumahan dan Kerajaan Tempatan, Kementerian Pembangunan Usahawan, Bank Negara Malaysia, Suruhanjaya Securities Malaysia serta agensi lain yang berkaitan.
He said this in his speech at the launch of the National Strategy for Financial Literacy 2019 to 2023 in Kuala Lumpur on Tuesday. Tun Dr. Mahathir said the effort to enhance financial literacy has become very important and is complementary to the Consumer Credit Act initiative to strengthen the credit consumer protection framework in Malaysia. Speaking to the media after the event, Tun Dr. Mahathir said the sex video implicating Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin Ali was planned by somebody to use him. He also said the perpetrators who produced and circulated the video on the internet should be brought to justice.
Somebody is trying to make use of me to achieve their purpose. This is not the usual video that you see before. This is purposely created in order to achieve certain nasty objectives, to prevent somebody from making progress in politics. It's quite different from just recording something that actually happened. This was planned, and I'm not going to be an agent for making the plan a success.
Tun Dr. Mahathir also denied that he was defending Datuk Sri Azmin. He stressed that what had happened was dirty politics and he refused to be dragged into it.
If we can find them, if we can identify them, who actually produced this particular video and showed them on the net, I think they should be punished.
Okay.
This is not the kind of politics we want.
Meanwhile, Inspector General of Police Datuk Sri Abdul Hamid Badur, when met by reporters, said the investigation into the sex video was still ongoing. He was recently reported as saying that the mastermind behind the sex video, who is a leader of a political party, had been identified. Elsewhere, Perak PKR Chairman Farhash Wafa Salvador Rizal Mubarak and Haziq Abdullah Abdul Aziz have been freed on police bail over the sex video scandal. The pair were among 3 men released at about 4 p.m. on Tuesday at the Dangwangi Police District headquarters. They were met with some 100 supporters and lawyer who were waiting outside the police station. Farhash and Haziq will have to wait until police complete their investigations on whether they will be charged in court or not. Malaysia's aerospace exports is projected to increase by 15% to 9.75 billion ringgit this year, backed by more orders and new products. International Trade and Industry Minister Datuk Darrell Laking said the government aims to further develop the technology for aerospace as well as human capital capability that would support growth in the industry.
What matters most is our country is receiving quite a bit of interest, and that's not because of other reasons, but because we have the expertise, we have the talents, and we have the quality, and people trust Malaysian products.
He was met after his working visit to a Tier 1 aeroplane parts supplier, Spirit Aerosystem, in Subang, Selangor on Tuesday. Currently, the aerospace manufacturing subsector is contributing 6.97 billion ringgit, or 48% of the total Malaysian aerospace industry's revenue. In terms of investments, 11 aerospace projects with total investments of 816.3 million ringgit were approved last year, of which 41% were foreign investments. The aerospace projects in the country are expected to create 2,442 jobs. The police will not hesitate to arrest the perpetrators behind the Sungai Selangor contamination under the Security Offences and Special Measures Act, or SOSMA. Inspector General of Police Datuk Sri Abdul Hamid Badur said those arrested could also be slapped with the most serious charges permitted under the law.
Zaman ISA dulu kan isu-isu sabotage ke atas essential services ni, essential utilities ni, air, electric, boleh dikenakan tindakan tahanan di bawah ISA, tangkapan di bawah ISA. So that's how important it is. So we take it very seriously. So I've already instructed the CPO of Selangor himself to go down and head the investigation.
The Sungai Selangor Phases 1, 2 and 3 and the Rantau Panjang water treatment plants were shut down on Sunday night following the detection of diesel pollutants in Sungai Selangor. This came 2 days after odour pollution forced more than 1 million consumers to experience abrupt water cuts. Selangor sand mining concessionaire Kumpulan Semesta Sendirian Berhad said it had detected diesel spillage in the river close to the Hang Tuah Pond on Sunday. The National Registration Department, or NRD, has lodged a police report at the Putrajaya District Police Headquarters on Tuesday on what it described as a false allegation that it was issuing citizenship to foreign immigrants. The department's Deputy Director General of Operations, Jasri Kasim, said the spread of fake news and some photographs on social media on the matter is an allegation that touches sensitivity which can undermine racial harmony.
Laporan ini juga untuk menjelaskan kepada orang awam bahawa isu yang ditularkan itu adalah tidak benar, dan sekali lagi penyebaran ini sepatutnya dihentikan serta-merta lah. Dan kita di pihak JPN amat memandang serius kerana secara tak langsung dia akan mencemarkan nama, dia telah mencemarkan nama baik jabatan dan juga imej pegawai awam lah. Dan tuduhan ini kita rasakan dia boleh menimbulkan kekeliruan serta menggugat ketenteraman awam.
Jasri said the pictures spread were that of a group of customers who were present at the NRD headquarters in Putrajaya last Friday. The presence of the group was an initiative by the MyCell unit of the Selangor state government to assist the public from Pulau Ketam with various registration-related matters, including application for identity cards and births. The customers are made up of senior citizens and also those who have difficulties being present at the NRD office for registration. A report was also lodged with the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, to investigate the allegation. Pigeon droppings found at Sekolah Kebangsaan Tanjung Puteri Resort in Pasir Gudang, Johor could be one of the reasons for students and staff to have fallen ill and suffered breathing problems. Johor Health, Culture and Heritage Committee Chairman Muhammad Kuzan Abu Bakar, who revealed this on Tuesday, said bird droppings and mites found on the upper floors of the school building had resulted in the closure of several classrooms.
Kita lihat juga permasalahan yang dihadapi oleh sekolah ini ialah masalah burung, pencemaran daripada najis-najis burung dan juga hama daripada burung. Jadi kita tak sebut itu sebahagian daripada isu yang kita hadapi sekarang, tapi kita perlu lihat dan kita minta pihak Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia untuk segera dapat mengatasi masalah ini.
He was speaking to newsmen during a visit to the school. A check on the upper floor of the school found that it was littered with pigeon droppings and was quite nauseating. On Monday, 9 new cases of breathing difficulties involving 8 students and a teacher in Pasir Gudang were reported. 3 of the affected students were from the school. The school was among 13 schools in Pasir Gudang ordered closed in March due to pollution. The Royal Malaysian Navy is set to acquire several new assets for maritime operations worth over 400 million ringgit. Its Chief Admiral Datuk Muhammad Reza Muhammad Sani said the new assets include 18 units of fast interceptor craft, FIC, and 3 helicopters which will be delivered in stages.
Kita tak boleh compare dengan Superlings. Superlings is a combat helicopter. Dia bawa peluru berpandu, torpedo dan sebagainya. Pesawat helikopter operasi maritim yang kita insyaAllah akan dapat ni more of utility helikopter untuk mengangkut contohnya anggota Pascal kita.
Speaking to the media in Kuala Lumpur on Tuesday, Admiral Datuk Muhammad Reza said RMN expects the new assets to be delivered by year-end. He added the Navy is in the process of sealing the agreement with the relevant parties to ensure that it will be able to acquire the assets as planned. The FICs are high-speed boats which are able to go to areas including in shallow water where other bigger ships and vessels cannot. A total of 10 projects in Perak worth slightly over 1 billion ringgit under the 11th Malaysia Plan have been cancelled due to budget tightening. Its Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Ahmad Faizal Azumu said they include 3 mega projects in Bagan Datuk, which constituted more than half of the total.
Perincian projek ini akan saya maklumkan kepada Yang Berhormat secara bertulis dalam masa yang terdekat ini. Walau bagaimanapun ingin saya sebutkan antara projek-projek yang tersenarai dalam kategori ini termasuklah yang pertama menaik taraf laluan 69 daripada Parit 19 Hutan Melintang ke Pekan Bagan Datuk sebanyak 529 juta ringgit, persimpangan bertingkat ataupun flyover daripada FT 005 hingga FT 009 Hutan Melintang Bagan Datuk sebanyak 144.4 juta ringgit dan juga IPD Bagan Datuk yang berjumlah sebanyak 138 juta ringgit.
8 minit iaitu
Datuk Seri Ahmad Faizal said this during the question and answer session at the State Assembly sitting on Tuesday. He added all development projects that were planned needed to be reviewed based on needs and the financial implications for the government. Elaborating further, he said a cost-benefit analysis is also being studied for all the projects involved. Khazanah National Berhad has hired Morgan Stanley to explore strategic options for ailing national carrier Malaysia Airlines Berhad MAB. The American investment bank will be responsible for looking at options for the airline, including a potential stake sale, said the people who asked not to be named as the discussions are private. According to a Bloomberg report which quoted people familiar with the matter, Khazanah aims to get a deal done by the end of the year. It said discussions were ongoing and details, including timeline, could still change. In an email response, Khazanah said it was working on the way forward for the national carrier, including evaluating all strategic options to revive its performance. Both MAS and Morgan Stanley declined to comment on the matter when contacted by Bloomberg. MAS has been seeking to transform itself since Khazanah took it private in 2014 following two tragic incidents.
Catch the auto segment every Friday on Nightline! Woo! Wow!
Nightline continues. Thanks for staying with us. A Sessions Court judge in Kuala Kubu Baru has been remanded for 2 days, beginning Tuesday, to assist investigations into alleged corruption. The judge was arrested on Monday. Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC Chief Commissioner Latifah Koya had said that the man was held in connection with the recent arrests of a lawyer, a deputy public prosecutor and several police personnel. All suspects are being investigated for alleged corruption in connection with the charging and release of 15 illegal immigrants. According to reports, 17,500 ringgit was found in the possession of the lawyer during his arrest. A sum of cash was also seized when the arrests were made. The tame Malayan tiger that was found roaming in Kampung Besar Lama in Dungun, Terengganu has died. According to the Department of Wildlife and National Parks, Buletin, the 5-year-old tiger, nicknamed Awang Besar, died at about 5:30 a.m. on Tuesday at the National Wildlife Rescue Centre in Sungai Perak. This was despite intensive efforts to treat and save the tiger. It was revealed that Awang Besar was infected by canine distemper disorder virus, which led to its tame behaviour. Still in Terengganu, after capturing Awang Besar in Dungun last Friday, Buletin on Tuesday have captured a sun bear at Kampung Felda Belara, Kuala Terengganu. According to Buletin director, a trap was set up 2 weeks ago in order to capture the bear following complaints received from the villagers. The bear, however, only entered the trap on Tuesday after it was moved about 100 metres away from the original location, which was near a villager's house. The sun bear will be released near the Taman Negara area after a medical examination. Over in Kuala Lumpur, a motorcyclist and his wife who was riding pillion were killed on the spot in an accident on the Federal Highway's motorcycle lane early on Tuesday. Muhammad Hamadi Zakaria and his wife Nur Shuada Zaini, both aged 31, were believed to be on their way to work when the 8:30 a.m. accident occurred. Police said Muhammad Hamadi's high-powered motorcycle was unable to avoid 2 oncoming motorcycles on the motorcycle lane. 2 other motorcyclists who were injured have been rushed to the University Malaya Medical Centre for further treatment. The case is being probed under the Road Transport Act 1987. Next on Nightline, 4 children die in campfire. The details right after this breather. Do stay with us. We move on to the foreign front. Boris Johnson on Tuesday has won the race to become Britain's next Prime Minister, defeating Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt in the Conservative Party leadership contest. Johnson won the support of 66% of the voting Conservative members, defeating Hunt by 92,153 votes to 46,656 votes. He was seen as the clear favourite from the very beginning, although a number of senior figures have said they will not serve under him. Johnson will officially replace outgoing Prime Minister Theresa May on Wednesday and is likely to announce his cabinet makeup over the next 24 hours, which is expected to show a stronger Brexit consensus.
This morning I have spoken to Sir Kim Darroch. I have told him that it is a matter...
We're going to get Brexit done on October the 31st. We're going to take advantage of all the opportunities that it will bring in a new spirit of can-do. And we are once again going to believe in ourselves and what we can achieve. And like some slumbering giant, we are going to rise and ping off the guy ropes of self-doubt and negativity.
Best known for his eccentric and unpredictable ways, Johnson, full name Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson, rose to prominence in British public life when he was Mayor of London from 2008 to 2016, although he had been a Member of Parliament for the Conservative Party since 2001 after a checkered career in journalism. Before entering politics, he was a journalist. However, his career in the media was mired in controversy when he was sacked for fabricating a quote. Later becoming a politician and London mayor, he took a pro-Brexit stance ahead of the 2016 UK referendum on the European Union EU membership. Following former Prime Minister David Cameron's resignation after the referendum result in June 2016, Johnson was then appointed as Foreign Minister in Theresa May's government. He, however, resigned from that position in 2018 in protest at May's approach to Brexit and has since been rallying for her resignation. The leadership election was triggered after an embattled May was forced into resigning after losing the support of her cabinet 2 months ago. That in turn followed her government's repeated failure to forge a Brexit compromise with the 28-nation European Union, EU, that could also withstand withering opposition in Parliament. After May's exit, Johnson, 55, will have only a few months to broker an exit plan for the EU that is agreeable to both the British Parliament and the bloc's leadership. His transition to number 10 Downing Street, however, is unlikely to be a smooth one, as many lawmakers oppose a no-deal Brexit and several members of May's ministers have threatened to quit the government altogether rather than serve under Johnson, who was vocal about his willingness to exit the EU without a deal, pledging to leave do or die on October 31st, the latest deadline for the UK to depart the bloc. That item wraps up Nightline this time around, but before we leave, let's take a look at a group of video game-loving Vietnamese millennials who found new ways of enjoying old favourites by recreating Pac-Man, Super Mario Brothers and Mortal Kombat, not on screen, but with cardboard, bamboo, coloured paper and strings. With that, I'm Anita Wu. Thank you for watching. Good night.